Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Darcy and I'm going to show you how to make these two pockets today. And the main difference is there's a space here and this one goes straight to it. The measurements on this one were hard to figure out, and it was just easier for me to figure it out myself than to try to find a video on it. In fact, somebody in our group had actually been looking for a video on it that day when I posted the picture of what we were going to do in our live today. Don't bother watching the live. It's all blurry and it's all, I sound insane in it. So, but if you really want to see me bumbling over the same thing I'm about to show you, it's in a group called Junk Journal with Penny. And I do lives on Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern Central Time. Eastern Standard Time. I should just say EST. Otherwise, I mess it up every time. So yeah, welcome my new subscribers. Glad to have you. I hope everybody is having a delightful day. Anybody know where I put my measurements? There's one set of measurements. Whoops. Gotta make sure I mail those out this week. Nathan, here's my measurements. Nathan, could you please make your alarms stop, please? Thank you. If you are new, then you don't know what that alarm is. It's just that my son has type 1 diabetes and he wears a Dexcom, which is a continuous glucose monitor, and if his sugars are high or low, an alarm goes off. So that's all that is. And we're working on a journal in the live on Sundays, by the way. And we've made the cover. We've bound it. I showed how to do the flow type journal where you could take your pages in and out. And I also did this 3-hole pamphlet stitch one. And last week we made pockets. Jamie Parody on YouTube has a channel, and she's where the idea came for this pocket, although she does hers even cooler than that. I forget what her video might be called. So, and then that's a flip out. So that was last Sunday, and then this Sunday we learned how to do these pockets. The one that is in there and this one, and going to attempt to do it again. My suggestion is to make a template. So you can just find some cardstock you don't care for. And the width for everything is going to be 4 1/4. So if you like have a full size piece of cardstock, which I know I do, where are they? You probably want to have at least 2 colors would be helpful, because then you can figure out your edges more easily. Well, I like these colors, but they're what I have at hand right now. So I'm going to just cut everything down the middle. So if you cut the long way down the middle of an 8 1/2, so it's 8 1/2 here, just straight down the middle gives you your 4 2/4, 4 1/4, 4.25. And then you can do your lengths. And because I want them to be opposite, I'm going to do my opposite number. So like, that's not the list I want. There we go. So like here I have 2, 3 1/2, 5, and 6. I could do the 2 and 5 in one color, and the 6 and the 3 1/2 in another color is what I will do. It just will help my brain later on. I already have a template, so I'll probably just turn these into pockets, which is good because I like these colors. Okay, what did I say? 2 and 5. I'll do this one on the front. So 2 and 5. Two and 5. And the other color will be 3 1/2 and 6. So 6 and 3 1/2. And then my even in screen, no, not really, but my numbers aren't. Then you're going to take two that are the same colors. So it should look something like this right now. So it should be, what's wrong? Two. This is this. Help my brain, people. Something's not right here. 5. What was my original number? 5. Oh, last time I didn't cut it at 5. That was the problem. Should be fairly even between, should be like an inch here. Should be an inch here. Is this what I did again? 5? Nope, that's 5. Did I change my number and not change my number? Okay, so here's my thing. These should be evenly spaced. So this should be like an inch and a half. So is this one not 2 inches? Is that? That one's not 2 inches, that's why. What happened to my one that was 2 inches? So that one should have been 2 inches. What did I say? 2. And this should be 3.5. Yeah, that's 3.5, and that was 5, and this is 6. Oh. I'm not going to be able to tell where that one stands. There we go. So it should be evenly spaced on the first 3 and a little shorter on the top. It's up to you if you want to cut the top or not. And if you do want to cut the top at an angle, you want to add a 1/2 inch. So then you would want it to be 2, 3.5, 5, 6.5 if you want your top at an angle. I'm going to do mine straight across at the top. So I have mine at 2, 3.5, 5, and 6. And then I'm going to take my front 3 and I'm going to cut my angles on those. So I'm going to want to go up an inch. I'm going to cut one, and then that will be my template for my other ones. So you can make a mark at an inch, which is about half. This is the 2-inch one, so be halfway in between. And then you can draw a line to the top corner and cut it. Or you can put one corner on your line of your cutter and the other corner at the 1-inch line and hope that it stays. This is probably easier with a bigger one. There we go. And you can make your angle deeper or less deep if you want to. For this one. For the next one, you have to do the angles the way I say. Alright, so if this one's going to go this way, then your next one's going to go this way. So then you're just going to take your first one, which is your template, line it up nice and straight on the edge. And you can draw a line if you want to. Or you can just trust yourself and cut it. Obviously, I don't trust myself very much if I keep doing that. Now, because this is a template, or because it's the same on both sides, I could just go ahead and, you know, cut them all at once. And then turn them. But if your paper's not, then you want to do it the way I'm doing it, where I'm flipping it. So now we have our pockets. And then you go ahead and decorate them. Well, if you want to add any paper, decorative paper onto it, I probably would use a thinner paper to do that, because it'll be plenty thick with 2 layers of paper. If you're going to leave it as is, a nice cardstock like this, or the cardstocky type craft paper works good. And then, of course, you want to ink your edges before you glue it. It's just easier. But if you don't ink your edges first, you just stick a piece of paper in and just kind of go like that. As you can see, I forgot to ink my edges earlier. So I like these colors. So any decorating I do, I can probably do after. Then I can see what it is that I'm covering, you know. Kind of wishing I had done these in navy blue instead of the brown, but that's okay. So we got going that way. So this one's going to go this way. Oh, I really don't need to ink the sides and the bottom, but I am, because sometimes for me they stick out a little bit, and you can even that up at the end. And I left my back one straight this time. And then when you glue it onto the page, you can glue it as a side pocket, tuck, where you just glue two sides, the bottom and one side, or you could just glue it all the way down, however you want to. And then of course, gluing it down, that's the easy part. It's the measurements that are the hard part. So there's that. And the reason a template is good is because if you are covering them, it helps to have a piece where you could be like, oh, the paper needs to go this way, so I need to glue it on this way. You know what I mean? I don't know. I struggled with this quite a bit trying to figure it out. And my inspiration was one of my Porch Prints kits. She has like pockets like this. Just the one, they only go one way too. I'm like, you know, it'd be nice if you had them go both ways, which I can do. I can go into my thing and I can flip them and do that myself. Just means I have to convert it to a JPEG and then I can do it. I don't know if you can, the other way to do it is, I think if you have a PDF, I'm not sure, but I think that you can print it reverse. As long as there's no words on it, then you could flip it and print it, you know, like it would be like a, it might even say like transfer or some, I don't know, I don't know. So that's that pocket, which I think even plain is kind of fun. And then you fill it, decorate it, and fill it. Now the next pocket is the one that gives me fits. So let's see if I can get the measurements right this time. Still the 4.25, 4¼ inches wide. That is what you want. And then for your heights, I hope I have this right. It was 2. Those are not the right numbers. I wrote them down and then I had to, hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh, bless you. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let me look in my comments. I didn't pin that one. Oh, it's further down to the bottom though. Except, oh my goodness. I should have paused to do this. Hold on. That's not what I wanted. I want these. Oh my goodness. It's not letting me just look at comments. It's making me go back through the whole video. Except it's not. Let's see. I don't want to watch the video. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna do my best. So, I have 2 inches. Oh, I want to do the opposite. I want this as the front. 2 inches. And 2½, 3¼ I'm pretty sure 3¼ is right, but I'm going to cut it at 3½ just to make sure that I have it long enough that I can cut off the bottom. That's not a big deal. And then I have 2½ inches, which sounds about right. See, in my head, the way the math is, it should be a certain way, but then when I put it together, it's not. The other one says 4¾ I'm going to do it at 5. You know, it's when I'm too lazy to, if it's a little bit tall, that's okay. Yeah, if you want more than these 4 pockets, you can try. Alright, so, I know, it looks weird. So, I think I'm going to have all my pieces be angled. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut these all at once so that all their angles are. So now you'll see how I do it when they're all together. This only works if you are going to use paper that can be used on either side. Otherwise, you need to split your opposite ones. Does that make sense? Anyway. Or you can do like before, cut one and use it as your template. So, I've got the corner here, and then the other corner is at the 1 inch mark. So, now when I glue them, turn this and turn this. Yeah, these two are not the right height at all. Ooh, but that'd be a cool one though. That'd be more like a mummy. If you, you can keep playing with it. Like if you did them like this, the pockets, like that, you could do like a mummy one. Someone was like, oh, that'd be cool for like a mummy card. All right, this one's too tall. So what I'm going to do, why is it, is it because all right, let's try that. I'm gonna go up. How tall was this one? Wait, which one's, all right, I'm gonna cut this angle. I'll measure them again when I'm done, but I gotta tell you, this pocket in particular, just don't do it. Or be like me and do one, and that'll go in your idea journal forever and just be there forever. I don't know. I don't know why it wants to give me fits. Anyway, I'll measure these at the end. Here's the important part. When you're gluing them down, which I didn't ink it, but I don't really care right now. Except I kind of wish I inked it. Just do my top bit. Alright, you want to make sure that this low corner connects with this tall corner in front of it. That's the part that matters. So I glued the sides and the bottom. And I can cut whatever's left on the bottom, I can cut off later. So I'm going to go ahead and I actually want to glue the bottom more where this piece is. That's where you might have a little trouble. Be a little closer to the edge than me. Alright, now I want to connect this corner with this, and I want to make sure it's straight. And I'm still too tall. I'm gonna figure out my measurements again in a minute. I don't know what happened. Just bear with me. And then this one's gonna go the opposite way. This one's the right height. I'm gonna glue right about there. But yeah, the important thing though is that this lower corner over here meets up with the tall corner in front of it. That's the bit that's the important part. So you could probably even start with random ones with the same angles. The same angle is important, and the I must have had an extra piece of paper in there or something, because this was going to be my back. I don't know. Alright, let me cut off my bottom, which was supposed to be, that's supposed to be the bottom. And then we have, and then you can keep going up if you hate yourself. See, forgot to ink that one. I thought I had inked that one, but I forgot to ink that one. My glue's not dry yet either, so that helped. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. It's just insane. Okay. Because I keep coming up with different numbers every time. It's really starting to irritate me. So, This first one is 2 inches tall. This second one is almost 3 inches tall. Not quite 3 inches tall, but more than 2 3/4. What did I have written down? I had 2 1/2. So 2 1/2 was not tall enough. So if you cut the second one at 3, so cut the first one at 2, cut the second one at 3 maybe. And then this third one here is just under 4, which I did cut some of those bigger to give myself space, but then that one ended up being, and then this one over here is 4 3/4, because why not? Which would make me think that there would be, that one has 1 7/8 distance between them, and this one has 1 7/8 distance between them. Maybe that's why my math doesn't work, because there's like a weird distance between them. No, yeah, but that one has, see, I started at 2 inches, but then all the ones above that on the wide side are 1 7/8, cutting with a 1 inch with the angle at 1 inch. So is this 1 inch? Yep, that's 1 inch. So yeah, I thought the math was pretty simple on this, but then when I tried to put it together, it wasn't simple. And even now, I'm just like, you know what? Cut them bigger than you think you're going to need them, and once you get it together and match up your corners here, then just cut it off the bottom. Maybe you'll find a tutorial of someone who can do this better. Come and know me better, man. I might go ahead and put this one so that they're, well, one will still be a little bit shorter, but that way they can compare to each other. I think I'm going to do that. And then when you put them on a page, you can do what you like. So yeah, this one where the corners meet up was a lot more difficult to figure out. And then I'm just putting a straight back on it, like this one. But what's nice about it is because you make them 4 1/4 inches wide, they're just like a half, going the long way, they're just half a sheet of paper or cardstock. And then of course, you know, if you want to cover them with paper, do that before you glue them together. Also, if you do want to cover them with, you know, decorative paper or whatever, that's just copy paper type weight, you're going to want to put it on other copy paper weight. Otherwise, it's just going to get too bulky, especially the higher up you go, because, I mean, you could go all the way up the page if you wanted to. So now I'm really curious about how to make the one that I started accidentally making. So let's do the same size angles and the same, why does one of these feel thicker, wider than the other? This paper that I have here, this one I'm going to do a little more narrow just because I'm going to use this paper up. How narrow was that? But I think 4 1/4 is still good. This one I'm doing 3 3/4, just so I can use up that paper. That's the only reason. So let's start with 2 inches, and I'll cut my angle, which is 1 inch from this 1 inch line here to the cutting line there, and then trying to get the paper not to move, that's the hard part. But you could draw a line in, and then let's see, that's still only 2 inches. Cut this at inches, and I will figure out all the heights in a minute. First, I want to figure out my layout, and then I'll figure out my heights. I work backwards sometimes. Now you get to see how backwards my brain is, and I probably need more because, let's see. Just because. Alright, so the important thing is, I think, to have all the angles the same. So if you're going down 1 inch on one side, your angle should be pretty. Well, the other one is the most important, the one within half. Okay, so where's my tallest one here? Alright, that one's my tallest one. And then I'm gonna go up about a 1/2 inch. And then this one, this angle, I'm going to go up about a 1/2 inch. And then this one, all right, I want the yellow to show though. Okay. Alright, so go up about a 1/2 inch. And then from this angle, go up about 1/2 inch. And then on this side, I think I'm going too far, maybe a 1/4 inch. So to there. I just want it to dip down into there. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Probably not. You probably think I'm insane. So now you can see how, maybe you can, how now the angles go down, not to the edge, but just down a little bit. If you can get those angles ending at the same spot in each place. So, you know, you can play around with it and see what you like. I'm going to cut off my bottom. And I'm going to glue everything down. I probably have too much glue on there because, is that right? Yeah, because I don't need that glue. What you doing, Nathan? I think he's lifting weights. Are you lifting weights? What are you doing? No, he's not lifting weights. I don't know. What's going on? And the next color, which a third color actually would work. Let's stick this color in there. Just to mess with me. That is gonna mess with me. Let's go back to this. What am I doing? I'm going up like 1/4 inch. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Oh my word. Okay. Do my glue on the front one again. I know, it's all crooked back there. I'll give you measurements in a minute when I figure this out. Remember, some of these were shorter when I started, so you can't go by what height they are. In here. Then you probably want one more piece on the back to have it be straight. Just use this little piece right here. This is just going to go in my idea book. That's why it's all random colors. Even though alright, and then this one I'm going to meet at the top. I didn't need that glue. Meet that one right at the top right there. So that could be a fun pocket. And that one, if you just did it all white and grunged it up, it could look kind of like a mummy for a Halloween journal. You want measurements? Or you can do it at 4 and whatever. I don't think the width is, no, I probably, so I did this at 3 3/4 wide. I have a feeling the width affects the height, because that affects the angle. I don't know though. So if that was 3 3/4 wide, then this first one, the front one, you started out at 2 inches tall. So then you have your angle. And then this one is 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. It looks like, about, give or take. A 16th? I don't know. And this third one would be 1, 2, 3 inches even. And so this one on this side is 3 and, where's my 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5/8, somewhere, well, 6/16. That's pretty much what that is. And then this last one, or you can do it like I did and just cut it off at the bottom afterwards, is 4 and 1, 2, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's I don't know what it is. Hold on. There's glue or something on my, whatever the one is between the 1/4 and the 1/2, which would be 1, 2, 3/8. Thank you. And then the last one, which would be the height of the whole thing, is 4 and 7/8. My word. Hope somebody wrote that down. And I will probably never make this one again, but if I do, I will do it the way I did this one. I won't measure. I will just start from the top and glue and then cut off the bottom, pretty much is how I would probably do that one if I was going to do that one. And the only time I would probably do that one is in a Halloween journal, to make it kind of look like mummy wrapping, and just do it white and all gunky or whatever. So I didn't decorate these, but so the difference between these is you have a space here, and I like the way that one looks, and this one's fun too. And then you've got kind of that looks like a beak. So you put a big bird's head right here. This one's my favorite one. It's also the simplest one. So I hope that y'all will try the ones you want to try, and don't kill yourself trying to figure out the harder ones. But you know, I mean, if you figure out something simpler, let me know, because my brain hurts. That's a lot of math. Have a delightful day, everybody. Love you.